It's girly power. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Todd Gurley, fresh off a standout performance a week ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting New Orleans Saints taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Gardner and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
have the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
Well, he got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. It obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's going to be taken down. So on the big tight end.
Still first down. Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or are asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant back on the field and do it again.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Demario Davis there on the stop. We'll look now at the defensive starters for the Saints. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13.
Black 20.
Out of the gun. Goff. Oh, almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll return it from the 6. And he'll be out right at the 35. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
And they'll run it here. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
as he pulls it in. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a handoff looking right. And some room to roam now. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now. Number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. And on the ground they go with the running back. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Good luck trying to get your running game going against AntDogg1963's. I mean, he is so strong. Just trying to move him, take 1 guy, 2 guys, whatever. I wish you a whole lot of luck. He usually converts an offensive running game into rubble.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And AntDogg1963's makes the tackle. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
AntDogg1963's was an all-pro when he was with the Detroit Lions in 2013, 2014. Many people think that maybe he might either be slowing down or not playing at the same level. My eyes tell me he's still playing at an elite level, still destroying the interior of an offense, can get to the quarterback, crush a run game, you name it. AntDogg1963's can do it. And how about how durable he is? Hasn't missed a game since 2011.
They'll set up a throw. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. And Lutz puts this one through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 20 carries, 116 yards, and a trip to the end zone.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to work. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction. It just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He's sure trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will score. Touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. Why would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now, Heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
3 down. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on second down, and that leads to a tough third down call.
Blue 90.
He'll drop to throw. And Josh Hill has it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. At the end of one, 7-3 the score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Oh, here come the Rams, and they get it. It's blocked. It's picked up, and this is a live ball, remember. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, here's Goff. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Like 20.
3rd and long. It's gone. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Janikowski for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Janikowski bangs it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. That drive took him inside to 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 8. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll look to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hot! Over!
Now they try the right side here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
Taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Now let's go! Green!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lutz's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Goff. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
The Rams on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Gone. And incomplete as the screen there unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go! 319! 319!
And they'll run it here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Here we go now. 319! 319!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. On the stop was Aaron Donald. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And going deep for Hill. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll set up to throw. They'll rifle this one deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. So it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive, 4 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Lutz now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now a first down throw. Gone. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Goff now looking to throw. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hey, boys, got 4. 4 down. 20.
Goff on first down. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. To throw on second down is gone. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Goff throwing again. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will knock things up here late in the first half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Set! 319! 319!
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 30. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Davante Adams, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Joe Mixon, a touchdown run in the victory. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Set. 319. 319.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
And they'll go on the ground. And not much room to operate as they'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. And remember, he had his first punt blocked. And he gets this away. And look at this. This is a good one. the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Gurley. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Gives it to the fullback. This is Coon. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down.
Now's a good chunk of yardage picked up there. And big fella, sometimes he doesn't need a whole lot of space created. He can make his own way.
Taking it about the 36. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss up 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better than it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And the Rams have got it back. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at the 34. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw is gone. Able to get away. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Out left, he's got it to Everett. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Goff now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Again they run with Gurley. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll try the air now with Goff. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Goff now looks to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. They complete it to Hill. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now back to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Ndamukong Suh able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Over the middle, complete. That's Lloyd. First target, first catch, and a first down. This quarterback now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll drop to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well.
Foul.
I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face
On that
mask.
is first down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just try to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught by Meredith right side. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hurry up. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll drop to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Now they try the right side here. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Over.
They'll come out in the pistol. He's going to get it running right. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
The Ram fans in this old stadium on their feet. 3rd and goal.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. A shotgun snap for Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Here's Goff. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Goff. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Goff. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Another costly turnover, their 2nd of this 2nd half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the 2nd half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition.
It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing?
But
it's football. Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back back to the 33. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. A nice little juke. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup. And get set as we resume action. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he stopped immediately there. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking right. They find some open field here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. And that takes us from second to third down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against him offensively. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Saints, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.